more east and west, give some of these talented backs lanes to work with.
Van Dyke over the middle, caught by Pope.
Hometown hero is now accused of murder. This is brand new body camera video that was just released of the arrest of Avantae Williams. He's accused of shooting and killing a man in a bar in Deland.
It was the most terrifying thing I've ever been through. So my right hand right now has 6 pins in it and some wires. It's extensive nerve damage.
Self-defense type argument.
I can appreciate your arguments, Mr. Dempsey. The reality is the enemy found 7 gunshot wounds, and the police report.
My whole family has been receiving death threats, a lot of them, and I just would like for you guys to protect them.
The gunshots came fast, 7 of them, echoing through McCabe's bar at 1:30 in the morning on May 3rd, 2025. 40 people dove under tables, bodies slammed into walls, blood pooled on the floor. When the chaos cleared, Keyshot Harris lay dying with 6 bullets in his chest. Courtney Rickman stared at her shattered hands, 3 broken bones, nerve damage that would never fully heal. She was just trying to break up the fight. And Avantae Williams, the man holding the smoking gun, was already gone. This is the story of how a #1 ranked college football star went from having the world at his feet to facing murder charges. How a 6-year relationship poisoned by jealousy led 2 men to a fatal confrontation nobody could stop. You're about to see a graduation party that turned into a confrontation, a parking lot argument that should have ended it, and a bar fight that escalated into 7 gunshots, 1 dead body, and an innocent bartender caught in the crossfire. By the end, you'll have to ask yourself, when pride and insecurity collide, who's really to blame? The man who pulled the trigger, the man who walked into danger, or the culture that taught them violence was the only answer? The worst part is, the woman they were fighting over, she rejected the advances, she tried to leave, she wanted nothing to do with this, or maybe not, yet they destroyed each other anyway. Remember to like, share, drop your thoughts in the comments, and let me know where you're tuning in from. You're watching Hidden Crime Network. To understand why Avantae Williams pulled that trigger, you have to understand what he lost. Deland, Florida, population just over 45,000 as of 2024, a small city in Volusia County where high school football isn't just a sport, it's a religion. And when you're #1 in the nation, you're not just a player, you're a god. Avantae Williams, born in 2001, was offered a University of Florida scholarship in the 8th grade.
I work hard, I'm a good student in the classroom.
We interviewed him when he was in the 8th grade and got an offer to play football for the University of Florida.
8th grade? Most kids that age are worried about acne and passing algebra. Williams was being recruited by college scouts. By his senior year, he was ranked the #1 safety in the entire country, 45th overall prospect. Rivals, ESPN, 247 Sports, every major recruiting site had him at the top.
#1 in the nation! #1 in the nation! That's all that matters to y'all. That's all y'all need to know. Live, you fire all the way live, man. Hey, we here. #1 safety in the country. Deland, Florida.
When you're #1, the world opens up for you. Endorsement deals are waiting, NFL scouts are watching. Your face is supposed to be on billboards. Williams chose the University of Miami Hurricanes in 2020, and then reality hit. 3 years at Miami, 17 games, 26 tackles, 22 solo, 1 interception, 1 pass deflection. For someone ranked #1 in the nation, these numbers were modest at best, disappointing at worst. But it gets worse. In 2021, Williams was arrested for aggravated battery on his pregnant girlfriend. She was 21 weeks pregnant at the time. Police reports say he hit her during an argument at his residence.
Avantae Williams is under arrest after allegedly hitting his pregnant ex-girlfriend. According to police, Williams asked the victim to leave his residence by the time he returned from practice. When he returned, she was still there, and that's when the altercation between Williams and the victim started. As verbal, and then got physical. Williams is being charged with battery of a pregnant woman.
The charges were eventually dropped after she recanted her statement. Williams was temporarily dismissed from the team, then reinstated after serving a 6-game suspension. The damage to his reputation was done. Being told you're the best in the country at 17, having the entire town celebrate you, newspapers write about you, scouts call you the next big thing, your family counting on you, the pressure, the expectation, the belief that you were destined for greatness, and then at 24, you're back home with nothing. No contract, no fame, just memories of what could have been and a criminal record that follows you everywhere. Williams was back in Deland in 2025, and on May 3rd of that year, he crossed paths with another man at the wrong place at the wrong time, and everything explodes. His name was Keshot Harris. Keshot Harris, born in 1993, was 32 years old, aspiring rapper, stage name Southside Shad. He wasn't famous, he wasn't selling out arenas or getting radio play, but he was trying, and in a small town like Deland, that hustle meant something.
Say I'm down for my niggas and play, we gon' up the score, this pistol here my girlfriend. Best believe I let her blow, running up a check, got niggas pissed, wanna know how I'm on 200 on the dash, cause I'll get down right, we gon'.
He had dreams, he had ambition, he had a woman he loved. Her name was Dacia Bing, born in 1999. She was 26 years old. They'd been together for 6 years, lived together at 921 Longview Avenue in Deland. 6 years is a long time. That's not just dating, that's building a life together. But there was a problem. Police records reveal a pattern of ongoing arguments between Harris and Bing, arguments rooted entirely in jealousy. Harris constantly worried about Bing's interactions with other men, who she was texting, who she was talking to, who was looking at her. The jealousy wasn't subtle, it was documented. Multiple police reports over the course of their relationship showed a pattern of disputes centered on Harris's insecurity about losing her. Every text being sent, every party she went to without him, every man who looked at her, to Harris, these weren't random moments, they were threats. And on May 2nd, 2025, those fears materialized. Harris didn't stay home, he didn't cool off, because in his mind, this wasn't just about jealousy anymore. This was about respect. This was about making sure no one, especially not a hometown hero who'd lost everything, was going to take his woman. And that decision would cost his life. May 2nd, 2025, around 9 p.m. Dacia Bing arrives at her cousin's nursing school graduation party at Chisholm Community Center on South Clare Avenue. It should have been one of the happiest nights of the year. Families celebrating, music playing, everyone in good spirits. For the first couple of hours, it was exactly that. And then around 11:30 p.m., everything changed. Avantae Williams walks in with 3 friends. Among them is a man named Damon Ramsey. And the moment Bing sees this group enter the community center, she knows trouble is coming. Because Damon Ramsey wasn't just another party guest, he'd been interested in Bing for a while. He'd flirted with her before. He'd caused arguments between her and Harris before. And now he was here, at her family event, with Avantae Williams and 2 other men. What happens next is caught on video and corroborated by multiple witnesses. One of the men in Williams' group approaches Bing. He asks for her number on behalf of Ramsey. She declines. A few minutes later, Ramsey approaches her directly. This time, he asks to input his number into her phone. Again, she declines. She said no, twice, clearly, in front of witnesses. But the damage was already done, because Harris was watching. Not physically, he wasn't at the party, but he was monitoring Bing's social media. He saw the posts, he saw the photos, he saw the men around her. And the moment he saw Damon Ramsey's face in those photos, something inside him snapped. He texts Bing, "I'm on my way." Within minutes, Harris pulls up to the Chisholm Community Center parking lot. Bing walks out to meet him, and what should have been a conversation turns into a screaming match. Voices rising, accusations flying, Bing trying to explain that she rejected the advances, Harris not hearing it. 6 years of jealousy, 6 years of insecurity, 6 years of fear about losing her, it all comes pouring out in that parking lot. Eventually, they separate. They get into different vehicles. They leave. And for a moment, it seems like it's over. like they'll cool off, go home, talk it out in the morning like couples do. But Harris doesn't go home, because he knows where Williams and his group are headed next, and in his mind, this is about securing what is his. So he chooses confrontation. He drives straight to McCabe's bar, he parks, he walks in, nobody expecting what's about to happen. Harris scans the room, and there they are, Williams, Ramsey, the whole group. Eyes lock, and in that moment, both men know how this is going to end. McCabe's bar, 225 North Amelia Avenue, 1:30 in the morning on May 3rd, 2025. About 40 people inside, enjoying their drinks, having conversations, listening to music, living their lives without a care in the world. And then, Keyshot Harris walks through that door. The confrontation is almost immediate. Harris walks straight up to Williams and his group. Words are exchanged, voices rise, the bar goes quiet as people start to notice the tension building. Within seconds, it escalates from verbal to physical. Fists flying, bodies crashing into tables and chairs, drinks spilling everywhere, patrons scrambling to get out of the way. It's chaos, pure, unfiltered chaos. And then comes the sound that nobody ever wants to hear in a crowded public space: gunfire. During the altercation, Avantae Williams pulls out a firearm and fires 7 times. 6 of those bullets strike Keyshot Harris directly in the chest, tearing through flesh, bone, and vital organs. Harris drops. The bar erupts into panic, people diving under tables, running for exits, screaming, calling 911.
Witnesses reported that a physical altercation broke out in the establishment among several men inside the bar. During the altercation, one of the individuals pulled a firearm and began shooting.
And in the middle of all this chaos, there's Courtney Rickman, a 25-year-old bartender at McCabe's that night, just trying to do her job, just trying to make tips and pay her bills. When the fight breaks out, she tries to help, she tries to stop it. She wraps her hands around Harris, trying to pull him back. Instead, got caught up in the crossfire, because her hands are wrapped around Harris at the exact moment Williams fires. One bullet goes straight through both her hands. The damage is catastrophic. Nerve damage, ligament damage, tissue damage. Surgeons have to insert 6 pins and wires into her right hand just to hold it together. But the worst part? Keyshot Harris didn't have time for replays. Paramedics rush him to Advent Health Deland. Trauma surgeons work frantically, emergency surgery, blood transfusions, every effort to save his life. But 6 bullets to the chest at close range, there's no coming back from that. Harris is pronounced dead. 32 years old, aspiring rapper, 6-year relationship, dreams of making it in music, gone. And Avantae Williams? He flees the scene, gets into a vehicle, and vanishes into the night. By the time Deland Police and Volusia County Sheriff's Office arrived, the bar looked like a war zone. Blood on the floor, overturned furniture, shell casings everywhere. 40 witnesses in shock, trying to process what they just saw. 1 man dead, 1 woman permanently injured, 1 man on the run, and a community asking the same question over and over. How did a graduation party end with 7 gunshots and a body bag? If stories like this make you think twice about the choices we make, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't, because what happens next, it gets even more complicated.
It was the most terrifying thing I've ever been through. It happened so fast that I didn't really have time to get scared when it happened, but it keeps coming back. It replays.
She had her hands around the man who was shot, trying to pull him back off the other guy, just trying to separate the fight. And because her hands were wrapped around him where the shots were, they hit her hands.
The manhunt began immediately. The Land Police Department and Volusia County Sheriff's Office deployed every available resource. Patrol units canvassing the area, detectives reviewing surveillance footage from the bar and surrounding businesses, canine units tracking potential escape routes. Police Chief Jason Umberger held a press conference within hours of the shooting. His message was direct. Acts of violence like this will not be tolerated in Deland. Every available resource is being deployed to bring Williams to justice and ensure community safety. But it was his next statement that hit hardest.
I also want to urge individuals in our community, and not just young adults, but any adults, that when emotions are high, you don't have good intentions, put your guns down. Bringing a gun to a fist fight is not a solution, and once that trigger is pulled, it cannot come back.
Once that trigger is pulled, it cannot come back. Those words resonated across Deland because Chief Umberger was right. A fist fight? You walk away with a black eye, maybe a broken nose, maybe an arrest for disorderly conduct. You go home, you ice your face, you move on. But a gunfight? Somebody walks away in a body bag. While the police chief addressed the media, detectives were working around the clock. They interviewed all 40 witnesses who were inside McCabe's bar that night. They collected physical evidence, shell casings, blood samples, weapon trajectory analysis. They pulled phone records, social media posts, surveillance footage from every camera within a 2-mile radius. The case they were building was airtight, but they still needed Williams. A police captain told reporters, "The suspect in this particular case fled the scene, possibly in a vehicle. We are actively pursuing all leads."
During the altercation, one of the individuals pulled a firearm and began shooting. One victim, identified as 32-year-old Keyshawn Harris. He's a resident of Deland. He sustained multiple gunshot wounds to the chest.
And then on May 5th, 2025, just 2 days after the shooting, Williams made a decision that would determine the rest of his life. He turned himself in.
Well, a hometown hero is now accused of murder. This is brand new body camera video that was just released of the arrest of Avantae Williams. He's accused of shooting and killing a man in a bar in Deland over the weekend. Williams was being recruited to play football before he even started high school. He was offered a football.
May 5th, 2025, downtown Deland. Avantae Williams was immediately transported to Volusia County Branch Jail, booked, processed, charged with second-degree murder with a firearm. Williams made his first court appearance shortly after his arrest, and what he said revealed just how much his life had changed in 72 hours.
My whole family has been receiving death threats, a lot of them, and I just would like for you guys to protect them.
Death threats. His family, people who had nothing to do with what happened at McCabe's bar, now were living in fear because of what he did. The order charged Williams held without bond, no bail, no release. The decision reflected two things: the severity of the charges and the fact that Williams had already proven he was a flight risk by fleeing the scene. Williams is scared. His family is scared. Those fears are real, but so is Keyshawn Harris's family, planning a funeral instead of a future. So is Courtney Rickman's trauma, replaying in her mind every single day. So is Dacia Bing's guilt, wondering if she could have done something different. Fear doesn't erase what happened that night. As of January 2026, Avantae Williams remains incarcerated at Volusia County Branch Jail. He's awaiting trial. No trial date has been announced yet. The legal proceedings are expected to be lengthy and complex. And while Williams sits in that cell, the question everyone's asking is the same question that will be asked in court. Was it self-defense or was it murder?
So what do we learn from all of this? Because this isn't just a story about two men in a jealous argument. This is a story about choices, about pride, about the moment when walking away stops being an option in your mind, even though it always is. Lesson 1. Walking away isn't weakness, it's survival. Keyshawn Harris had a choice in that parking lot. He could have gone home. He could have cooled off. He could have had a conversation with Dacia Bing the next morning when emotions weren't running high. Instead, he drove to McCabe's bar at 1:30 in the morning to confront the men who disrespected him. And Avantae Williams had a choice too. When Harris walked through that door, when the arguments started, when fists started flying, he could have walked out. He could have let security handle it. He could have taken the L and lived to see another day. Instead, he pulled out a gun and fired 7 times. Both men chose confrontation over survival, and one of them is dead because of it. Lesson 2. Jealousy destroys what you're trying to protect. Harris spent 6 years worried about losing Dacia Bing. 6 years of arguments, 6 years of monitoring her social media, 6 years of insecurity eating away at their relationship. And in the end, his jealousy didn't protect her. It didn't keep her safe. It didn't prove his love. It got him killed. Lesson 3. One decision, permanent consequences. Avantae Williams pulled the trigger 7 times, 7 seconds that will define the rest of his life. If convicted of second-degree murder with a firearm in Florida, he's looking at a minimum mandatory sentence of 25 years to life in prison. No parole, no early release, no second chances. 25 years minimum for 7 seconds. Think about that. Think about the things you've said or done in moments of anger that you regret. Now imagine if those 7 seconds cost you the next 25 years of your life. That's the reality Williams is facing, and no amount of regret will change what happened. So here's the question that will be answered in court. Was Avantae Williams acting in self-defense, or did he commit murder? Williams' defense will likely argue that he was protecting himself during a physical altercation, that Harris came to the bar looking for him, that the argument escalated, that he feared for his life. And the prosecution? They'll argue that Williams brought a gun to a fistfight, that he fired 7 times in a crowded bar. Florida's self-defense laws are complex. You have the right to defend yourself if you reasonably believe you're in imminent danger of death or great bodily harm. But here's the catch. If you're the aggressor, that right to self-defense gets murky. And with 40 witnesses, surveillance footage, and forensic evidence showing where Williams was standing when he fired, the prosecution has a strong case. But nothing is guaranteed. Juries are unpredictable, trials are complicated, and Williams' legal team will fight hard to frame this as self-defense. As of now, Williams remains in Volusia County Branch Jail awaiting trial. No trial date has been set yet. The legal process could take months, maybe even years. And while we wait for the courts to decide Williams' fate, the bigger question remains. How many more stories like this do we have to see before we understand that pride isn't worth dying for? How many more families have to bury their sons, their brothers, their fathers because 2 men couldn't walk away? How many more Courtney Rickmans have to live with permanent injuries because they were just trying to do their jobs? So let me ask you, do you think Avantae Williams acted in self-defense, or do you think this was murder? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And if you know someone who needs to hear this story, someone who's letting pride, jealousy, or anger control their decisions, share this video with them. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button so you don't miss the next story. Because these stories, they're not just entertainment, they're lessons, they're warnings. Until next time, remember that you can't defend what you love by destroying your future. Walking away isn't weakness, it's the only path to survival. Stay safe, stay wise, and thank you for joining us today. See you in the next story from Hidden Crime Network. Bye for now.